What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1970 movie, The Aristocats. So in this movie, when Madame Bonfamille leaves her fortune to her cat Duchess and her children, the butler decides to come up with a plot to steal money and kidnaps the cats and leaving them out in the country road, and all seems lost until they meet Thomas O'Malley, the alley cat, and his jazz playing alley cat friends, who comes to the Aristocats' rescue. This movie is alright. It's not ever been one of my most favorite Disney movies. I think it's okay. The characters are all pretty lovable. Duchess especially is just a really likable character and everything. She's really lovable, and her three kittens are all likable and adorable too, and everything. But they're just okay characters. They're not like some of my favorite Disney characters or anything. Thomas O'Malley, the alley cat, steals the scene, steals the show and everything. Once he comes in, the movie gets a lot better and everything. And he's voiced by Phil Harris, who also did the voice of Baloo in The Jungle Book, so that kind of is a plus too. I always loved it when he popped up in other Disney movies after The Jungle Book and everything. And I thought he was fine as Thomas O'Malley and everything. He's kind of like a cat version of Baloo, except he's not exactly like him. Like there is a difference and everything, but he does remind me a lot of Baloo, and that's partially due to the voice acting and stuff too. And Eva Garber does the voice of Duchess, and I think she does a really great job too. This is one of the movies that she did with Disney back in the 70s. I think the only other one she really did with them was she might have been in I think she was in The Rescuers was the other one that I was thinking of, and I liked her in that too. And but I really liked her in this movie as Duchess. I thought she did a really good job. And the rest of the voice cast are all really good too. You got Scatman Carruthers in here as the voice of Scat Cat. He does a good job, and all of the rest of them are good too. Sterling Holloway is the mouse in this movie. I cannot remember that mouse's name, but he does a good job doing his voice, everything. So the voice cast is all good. The animation is pretty decent. It's kind of sketchy at times and everything, but for the most part it looks pretty well. It holds up decent enough and everything. Not one of the best as far as the animation goes holding up though. Like there's movies from the 40s and stuff like Bambi and Fantasia and stuff that I feel like the animation holds up in those movies way better than it does in movies like The Aristocats and I think Robin Hood even, which I think Robin Hood is a pretty good movie. I'll be reviewing that one next week. But I think that the animation holds up fine and everything. The story is pretty good. It does kind of get slow at times, but there's some fun chase scenes with Edgar, the butler, and these two hound dogs. I don't really remember the names of most of the characters in this movie. It's just, I think part of that's just because I don't watch this one very often. Usually only when I'm watching my Disney stuff do I really watch this one. It's not one of my favorites and everything, and everything. It's just kind of a bland movie to me. It's kind of forgettable. But the chase scenes with the two hound dogs and the butler is a lot of fun and everything. And the whole third act with the alley cats coming to help save Duchess and the kittens and stuff is a lot of fun too. And it has some good moments and everything. It just isn't one of my most favorites. It has a lot of tropes in here that we've seen done before. The rich house pet meeting a stray animal. It was done much better in Lady and the Tramp, and it's pretty weird to say it because I'm not as much of a dog person. I'm more of a cat person personally, but I think that Lady and the Tramp did a lot of the tropes that this movie does a lot better. But all in all, this is a fun time and everything. It's not a terrible movie by any means. It goes by really fast. It's only an hour and 19 minutes, so it doesn't overstay its welcome or anything. It just isn't one that I like to rewatch very often either, so it's just an alright time and everything. So I say I'd give the Aristocats a 6 out of 10. I think it's watchable and everything, and it has some fun moments. The Everybody Wants to Be a Cat song is pretty good and everything, although I do feel like it's a little bit overlong and there's parts in it that haven't aged well, but that song is kind of catchy and everything. The rest of the songs in the movie are just kind of bland and forgettable to me. That's another reason this has never been one of my favorites and everything, but just I think this movie's okay and everything. It just isn't one of my most favorites and everything. Out of all the Disney Animation Studios movies, this was one that kind of kicked off the dark age of the Disney era, Disney's dark age era, so it's not one of my favorites out of that era anyway and everything. I don't think most of the dark age movies are as bad as some people say they are and everything, but this one's definitely not one of my favorites from that era. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of the Aristocats, and I hope you enjoy this video, and have a good day, everybody.